Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.
Hello, I am Sriharsh Girish Nargoda, pursuing diploma at Zeal Polytechnic. Today, me and my group are going to present you the presentation on topic Elements of a Substation. So, in this slide, we are going to have an overview of all the contents we are going to see in this presentation. We are going to see what is a substation, what are the main elements of the substation, and references. In this slide, we are going to see what a substation is. An electrical substation is a subsidiary section of an electricity generation, transmission, and distribution system where voltage is transformed from high to low or the reverse using transformers. As we can see, a substation is a station used for generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity. Below here, I have attached an image where we can see and clear the basic concept of a substation. We can see here that there is a generating station. There is a generator step-up transformers. We have transmission lines, and then a substation, which is a step-down transformer, and then sub-transmission customers. Then we send it to the customers. We distribute it. In this slide, we are going to look to some of the main elements of a substation. We can see here that some main elements include primary power lines, ground wire, overhead lines, transformer for measurement of electric voltage, disconnect switch, circuit breaker, current transformer, lightning arrestor, main transformer, control building, security fence, and secondary power lines. So in this slide, we saw all the main elements of a substation. Now we'll be seeing all the main elements one by one in some detail. So here first up we are going to see primary power lines. Main function of primary power lines is to carry input power voltage to the substation for many purposes like transmission or stepping up or down. Here below I have attached an image of primary power lines. You can have a look. Here in the next slide we are going to learn about the next element, that is the ground wire. The purpose of ground wire is to give excess electrical charges a safe place to go. The solid mass of earth below our feet has a negative electric charge, which means positive electrical charges are naturally attached to it. Here below I have attached an image of ground wire. In the image we can see a ground rod, ground line, and a clamp. In the next slide, we are going to see the third main point, that is overhead lines. An overhead power line is a structure used in electrical power transmission and distribution to transmit electrical energy across large distances. It consists of one or more uninsulated electrical cables suspended by towers or poles. Again here below I have attached an image of overhead lines. In the next slide, we are going to see transformer for measurement of electric voltage. These transformers are also called instrument transformers. Instrument transformers are used in AC system for measurement of electrical quantities, that is voltage, current, power, energy, power factor, frequency. Instrument transformers are also used with protective relays for protection of power system. Here below I have attached an image of transformer which is used for measurement of electrical voltage. In the next slide we are going to see the next important point, that is disconnected switch. The disconnect switches rapidly disconnect circuits from power supplies in the event of an emergency. Disconnect switches can function in conjunction with circuit breakers, devices which interrupt the flow of electricity along a circuit when the current exceeds the circuit's capacity. In the next slide, we are going to see the next element, that is circuit breaker. A circuit breaker is an electrical switch designed to protect an electrical circuit from damage caused by overcurrent, overload, or short circuit. Its basic function is to interrupt current flow after protective relays detect a fault. In the next slide, here we are going to see the next main element, that is current transformer. A current transformer is a device used to produce an alternating current in its secondary, which is proportional to AC current in its primary. This is primarily used when a current or voltage is too high to measure directly. Here below I have attached an image of a current transformer. In the next slide, here we are going to see the next element, that is a lightning arrestor. A lightning arrestor is a device used on electric power transmission and telecommunication systems to protect the insulation and conductors of the system from the damaging effects of lighting. I have attached an image below of the lightning arrestor. Next element we are going to see in the next slide is main transformer. Now, the transformer is the heart of substation. This is one of the main points to be noted. Now, the transformer changes the relationship between the incoming voltage and current and the outgoing voltage and current. Substation transformers are rated by their primary and secondary voltage relationship and their power carrying capability. In the next slide, we are going to see the next element, that is control building. A control house provides a weatherproof and, if required, environmentally controlled enclosure for supplemental substation equipment. The relays, protection and control panels are installed in this control room. Here below I have attached an image where we can see a control building of a substation. Next main element is the security fence. The security fence is used to keep intruders outside of the substation for safety of both the substation and the trespasser. This is one of the most important points which is considered in the elements of substation. The next main point or element is the secondary power lines. The main function of the secondary power lines is to carry the output provided by substation to the respective proposed load or transmission system. Here below I have attached an image which clearly tells us about the secondary power lines. So in the next slide here I have attached some references which I used for making this presentation. I have used some reference books like Generation of Electricity by B.R. Gupta, Power Plant Engineering by S.C. Sharma, A Course in Electrical Power by Sony. So, we have come to the end of this presentation. I hope you understood some basic elements and got some information about these basic elements of a substation. Thank you.
Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.